What's going on, guys? My name is Joe. This is the Duel Factory, and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you my branded Despia deck profile. I was going to bring you this sooner, however I've played like 3 or 4 different builds that I just wanted to actually play and actually learn the deck a little bit before I actually profiled an actual list. In this video, this is going to be the Allure of Darkness version of the deck, which I've been playing, which I actually really like because it's just all gas. It might get changed up though because this is also pre-Difo, so it doesn't have the new trap card and it doesn't have the new fusion monster in it. But I will also, in the description below, I'll post deck lists from Dueling Book of previous builds that I have been playing, so that way you can kind of see like the evolution and the actual theory in each list and everything like that. But let's just go ahead and get into the deck profile. So to start off, we play 3 Aliber. This is, like I said, your best normal summon, so you have to play 3 of it. It's also just 3 more copies of Branded Fusion. Note, at this time, the only list I haven't tested is the Brave version of this deck, which I might actually consider because the ban list dropped today as I'm recording this. But yeah, you definitely play 3 in this version. Like, it's your best normal summon, plus the floating effect's actually really relevant, so you have to keep that in mind. 2 copies of Tragedy. I have seen some people play 1, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, but I think 2 is just a safe number, especially since in this build it's playing the Allure of Darkness. 1 Dramaturge, it helps for game pushes, and it's also a form of negation with branded opening, so keep that in mind. And then 1 Ad Libitum. I've thought about playing 2 of this because this card's actually insane for what it does, but right now we're just playing 1 because you have plenty of ways to recycle it. Since we are playing the Allure of Darkness build, I am playing 3 copies of Fallen of Albaz. However, I think this might be correct going forward, just because a lot of the branded Despia decks rely on Branded Fusion resolving, but in the cases that you don't have Branded Fusion resolving, you still want to be able to play, and I think polymerization is the best way to do that. So to make it as effective as possible, we play 3 Albaz. And then for the named Albaz monsters, we play 2 copies of Mercurier. This works really, really well with Allure of Darkness. Not much to say there. It's just really good with it. 1 copy of Kits. It's a pseudo starter because it also searches branded spell and trap cards, and it searches all branded lost. So that's why I play that. And then 1 copy of Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. It's just essentially, to me, it's like Upstart Goblin, so you just get a free card every time you see this card. It also, in some points in the game, is also named Fallen of Albaz, and that does come up. And then for the non-Despia and Albaz monsters, we play 3 copies of Edge of Chain. This engine's still insane in this deck. And it's by far the best card to discard, so that's why we max out on it. And then 1 copy of Fairy Tale Snow, which is arguably one of the best cards in the game right now. The spell cards, so I'll start with the branded spells and traps. So the best card in the deck, Branded Fusion. We also play 3 copies of Branded Opening. Still learning to remember its secondary effect to protect fusion monsters. Something I need to really, really hammer into my mind. But yeah, 3 Branded Opening, 2 copies of Branded in red. I have seen some lists go back and forth between 2 and 3. I personally just like 2. 1 Despia, Theater of the Branded. It's just a searchable poly for whenever your Branded Fusion gets stopped. Its floating effect also comes up. However, this card might get cut, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And then 1 copy of Branded Lost. This makes it to where most of the time your Branded Fusion should be resolving. The only thing that realistically stops it would be like D-Barrier, Post Side, and then Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Branded Sword, specifically for the All Beyond to combo with the Mercurier. And then, like I said, we are playing the Allure build, so I am playing 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. This card's really, really powerful, and when it resolves with like Tragedy Mercurier in your hand, it puts you really, really far ahead of your opponent. The problem is anytime I've ever played a card like this, even in like Thunder Dragon and stuff like that, where everything in your deck's dark, and people make the argument that it's Sacred Sword of 7 stars, that's all great and fun. However, unless you see it with the monsters that actually get benefit from being banished, you're really just cycling dark monsters out of your hand. So going forward, I don't think I'm going to play the Allure build, and I'm going to just play like a more streamlined version of the deck. But like what this deck provides, like I said, when you open Mercurier or Tragedy, it's insane. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm also playing 3 copies of Super Poly in the deck. 1, because I feel like you have to, due to the number of mirrors that you're going to play. Also, I think this is one of the best cards to actually beat the Sword Soul matchup, which is actually one of your harder matchups. mainly because, and you'll see a lot of the theory also, like, it's similar to like Pax list on his channel. The most common Sword Soul board that you'll see is Shishao, Baron, and Blackout. And playing this with Quarterless or whatever its name is in your extra deck checks the entire Sword Soul strategy. So that's why I feel like you have to play it. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Patchwork and 2 copies of Poly. I see a lot of lists playing 3 Patchwork and stuff like that, but arguably, like, going first, the card I want to see in my hand is Edge Imp Chain, not necessarily Patchwork, so that's why I cut it down to 2. Same thing with Poly. Well, not necessarily with Poly, but definitely with Patchwork. And Poly's insane in your list, so there's that. And then arguably the best card, one of the best let's say the non-engine generic cards would be Called by the Grave. Like, the card's insane, it didn't get banned, so we're going to continue to play it. Note, like I said, the ban list did just drop today, so I haven't had time to actually play with like cards like Change of Heart and stuff like that, but that might actually be fun, or it could be a terrifying thing, just like when they brought Stat Steel back, but enough about that. On to the extra deck, we are playing 2 copies of Lubellion. Not much to say there. 2 copies of Mirror Jade. Not much to say. We're playing 2 copies of Albion. I was playing 3, but I cut the 3rd copy for other cards in the extra deck. But there is an argument to play 3. Then we play 1 Titaniclad. This is, I play this because I see some Ignister players, and this is an out to a 4 material, or a rival Ignister, I think it's called. But yeah, it's an out to a 4 material 1. I'm 1 Brigand because I am playing the McCouriers. 2 Masquerade. I feel you still need to play 2, especially since Fluundereeze is also a bad matchup for you, and this 2 of these on the board makes it really hard for them to play. For the 2 Despia Fusions, Quarterus and Proskinian, you need this for the Sword Soul matchup, and you need this for Scythe decks. However, DPE just got banned, so we might be able to cut this. I won't know until I actually test against new format. And then the last couple of fusions are 2 copies of Guardian Chimera. You need to play 2. I'm going to say you need to have 1 that you can be able to summon off Brandon in red, and then following that turn, if you need to make a second one with Poly, you also need that option. And then the last card is 1 Predaplant Dracus Depelia. And that was my branded Despia list. Pre-Difo, post-ban, whatever you want to call it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm going to continue playing this deck going forward because, like I said, it's probably my favorite deck that we've had in a long, long time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.